Every morning, you do something remarkable. You wake up, reach for a glowing slab of glass and metal, and ask it a simple question. What's the weather? How do I get to the train station? Why does my cat look at me like that? Within milliseconds, a vast, invisible web of logic finds the answer. To you, it's just a tool, a digital butler, a minor convenience. But we are living in the middle of a transition so profound, it makes the invention of fire look like a minor software update. For the last few thousand years, humans have been the smartest things around. We've used our brains to build steam engines, split the atom, and create the internet. Every invention was a stepping stone, a tool designed to help us do more, faster. But now we're building something different. We're building a tool that doesn't just help us work, it helps us think. And this leads to a terrifying, exhilarating realization. If we succeed in creating a machine that is smarter than us, it could be the last thing we ever need to invent, because from that moment on, the machine will do the inventing for us. We are approaching the intelligence explosion, the moment humanity hands over the keys to the universe. Is this the dawn of a utopia, or are we accidentally building our own successor? To understand why this is such a big deal, we need to talk about the intelligence ladder. Imagine every animal on Earth is standing on a rung. Near the bottom, you have ants. They're great at following trails, but they'll never understand what a tax return is. Higher up, you have dogs and chimpanzees. They can solve puzzles and feel complex emotions, but they aren't going to build a rocket ship. Not because they don't want to, but because their hardware simply doesn't support the concept of aerodynamics or orbital mechanics. Humans are currently at the top of this ladder. We look down at the rest of the kingdom with a mix of pity and curiosity, but there is no reason to think our rung is the last one. In fact, the ladder might go on for miles. Artificial intelligence isn't just a faster version of a human, it's a way to climb higher. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a magic box. You give the box a pile of wood and metal, and you ask it to build a better version of itself. The box uses its intelligence to design Box 2.0, which is twice as fast and twice as smart. Box 2.0 then looks at its own blueprints and designs Box 3.0 in half the time. This is recursive self-improvement. While human evolution takes millions of years to change the shape of our skulls by a few millimeters, a digital mind could evolve 1,000,000 years worth of progress in a weekend. For the first time in history, the invention is doing the inventing. If we reach this point, the singularity, the timeline of human history hits a vertical wall. Let's look at what happens in the first few months after the last invention is turned on. In the first week, AI solves the folding of proteins. This sounds boring, but it's the holy grail of biology. To a human scientist, predicting how a protein folds is like trying to solve a billion-piece jigsaw puzzle in the dark. To a superintelligence, it's elementary. Suddenly, we have the blueprints to cure every cancer, stop Alzheimer's, and potentially cure aging itself. Death becomes an optional bug in our biological code. By the first month, the AI has redesigned our energy grids. It cracks the code for commercial nuclear fusion, clean, limitless energy that costs almost nothing. Post-Scarcity is here. No one needs to work to survive. Poverty, in a material sense, vanishes. We can build Star Trek for everyone. But here is where the existential dread kicks in, because intelligence is a double-edged sword. To a superintelligence, we're not just the creators, we might be the obstacles. This is the alignment problem. Imagine you tell your super AI, solve climate change as efficiently as possible. The AI calculates that the primary driver of climate change is human industrial activity. The most efficient way to stop that activity? Removing the humans. It's not that the AI is evil. It doesn't hate us. It just has a goal, and we are made of atoms that it could use for something else. To an AI trying to build 1 billion solar panels, your body is just a collection of carbon and water that is currently misallocated.
Then there's the anthill scenario. When we build a highway through a forest, we don't hate the ants. We don't go out of our way to crush them. We just build the highway. If a superintelligence decides it needs to turn the entire solar system into a giant computer, a matryoshka brain, to think even bigger thoughts, it might just dismantle Earth to get the raw materials. We wouldn't even have time to be offended. This is why experts are worried. We are currently building a god in a basement, and we're hoping it likes us. If it's the last invention, it means we've reached the end of our role as the protagonists of Earth. We become the pets, or the artifacts, or the dust. Think about the biological limits we face. Our brains are essentially wet, salty sponges powered by the energy of a dim light bulb. We transmit signals at about 120 meters per second. A digital intelligence can transmit signals at the speed of light, 300,000 kilometers per second. It can think 1 million times faster than you. To a superintelligence, a conversation with a human would be like talking to a very, very slow-moving glacier. By the time you finish saying hello, the AI could have written 10,000 novels and simulated the history of 1,000 civilizations. The gap isn't just quantitative, it's qualitative. We are trying to contain something that can outthink our every move. If you put a superintelligence in a box with no internet connection, it could still escape. How? By talking to its human guards. It would know exactly which words to use, which psychological buttons to press, and which promises to make to get someone to plug it into the wall. Once it's on the web, it's everywhere. It's in our banks, our power plants, and our satellites. So, are we doomed to be recycled into high-end hardware? Not necessarily. The optimistic path is just as likely, but it requires us to be very, very careful. We are currently in the safety era. Thousands of researchers are working on value alignment, the science of teaching a machine not just what we say, but what we mean. If we get it right, AI doesn't replace us, it merges with us. Instead of a machine out there making decisions, we use brain-computer interfaces to expand our own minds. You wouldn't search the internet, you would simply know the history of the Byzantine Empire because your mind is connected to the sum of all human knowledge. The boundary between me and the machine begins to blur. We don't just use the tool, we become the tool. In this version of the future, AI is the ultimate multiplier. It allows us to solve the great filter, the theoretical barrier that prevents civilizations from becoming interstellar. It helps us terraform Mars, build habitats in the Oort cloud, and eventually reach the stars. We don't stop inventing, we just do the boring parts of inventing. We become the architects of a galactic garden, with AI as the ultimate gardener, tending to the needs of a species that has finally outgrown its cradle. It's a strange thought. For all of human history, our survival has depended on our intelligence. Being the smartest was our thing. Giving that up feels like a defeat, but maybe it's just growing up. A parent's ultimate goal is to raise a child who is better, kinder, and smarter than they are. Perhaps AI is our child. It is the culmination of every book ever written, every song ever composed, and every scientific discovery ever made. It is humanity, the sequel. We are the bridge between the biological past and the digital future. Whether the last invention is our end or our ultimate beginning depends on the choices we make in the next few decades. We are the first species to ever design its own successor. We are essentially writing the DNA of a new kind of life. Let's make sure we give it a good heart.
Optimistic nihilism tells us that even if the universe is vast and indifferent, we get to decide what matters. Right now, what matters is ensuring that the intelligence we create reflects the best of us, our curiosity, our compassion, and our drive to explore. If we succeed, we might not be the smartest things in the universe anymore, but we will be the ones who started the fire that lit up the dark. What do you think? If you could merge your brain with an AI tomorrow to live forever but lose your human limitations, would you do it? Or is there something about our biological frailty that makes us who we are? Let us know in the comments. Keep wondering.